Hello, everyone.
John Force from Maine Defensive Tactics. Let's test out this pouch, and we're going to start with the 30-30. One to the chamber, one to the mag. Well, that was, I don't know, probably my 20th time, 10th time going through that drill. I don't know. I brought, 40 rounds with me, and I got like 6 left, so that's whatever it was. Pouch works pretty good. However, this is why you need to test your shit. The pouch doesn't work as good as I wanted it to. At home, I tested it mostly with my my 44 Magnum Super Blackhawk single action, and in that mode where you're not really trying to keep a weapon topped off, it works pretty decent. However, what you saw with the 30-30 is I was digging for rounds at the bottom, because I only put 6 rounds in a pouch. If I put 20 rounds in the pouch, it actually works pretty good. Works pretty good with 45-70, works pretty good with 38-55, works pretty good with the 30-30. When you get down there, you're still going to dig for rounds. With the larger rounds, going down flat-handed works, but I'm going to put some 30-30, some 357 in there, and I want to show you the difference. Of course, the more I do this, the better I'm getting, so it is not as, the flaw is not as apparent as it was to me the first, let's say 3 or 4 times I did it, but I still don't like it. But I'll demonstrate what I'm talking about, and then we'll, maybe we'll even do it with a little 44 too, just because it's fun to shoot them. And then I'll talk about what I'm talking about. I'll talk about what I'm talking about. I'll talk about what I mean after I put my ears back together. Probably time for New Year's. These are about 10 years old. All right. Rossi, 20-inch 357. I'm going to put 1 in the chamber. So now I'm dangerous. 2 in the mag, and then I'll just top off the mag every shot or 2, and then I'll do some single loads, because that's single load, or empty drills where you're loading 1 directly into the chamber. That's when you really start to use where the convenience of the pouch makes itself apparent, or inconvenience makes itself apparent. Anyway, let's shoot some steel. All right, so now I'm empty. I'm gonna put 1 in the chamber. I'm gonna put 2 more in the mag. Oh, see, I'm jiggling around for them. 1 in the mag, not very artfully, but I can still maintain my head up because I can feel where my fingers are. I know where the ammo is. Now I'll single load. Also demonstrates why I'm starting to prefer the open top lever actions to like the Marlin style. Okay, so to some of you that might not have seen that bad. Take these off. To some it might not have seen that bad, and you said, "Oh, gee, you're just a dumbass and you're fumbling around with stuff." Yeah. What I want you to notice is, with rifle rounds, they are, almost twice the length of a pistol cartridge. You can go down like this, grab them, and scoop them right out. Usually separate 1 or 2 with your fingers. Sometimes you get 2, as you saw, and then you just hold it in your hand and load it again. But with pistol cartridges, they tend to turn every which way. with the 357, it's more apparent than it is with 44 because it's a smaller, slimmer cartridge. And you can see I've got like 3 rounds in here and I'm still digging for them. All right, so now we're empty. We don't want to load a 44 Magnum, or 357 into the 44 Magnum. 10 rounds. I could load this pouch up and keep the level of ammunition high, but then it doesn't really test the gear. When the ammo is way up here, it's easy to get. It's simple. It doesn't really test how easy the pouch is to use. So let's give this another run with a 44. Marlin 1894. I got to turn it chamber up, which isn't terrible, but it's kind of more picky with how you put that round in than the Rossi and the open top design of the Winchester. And 2 to the mag. Now I'm empty. I gotta slap a round in. See, these are kind of easy to get because you have a bigger, fatter round. Notice how I'm kind of splaying my fingers out when I go to grab the round. I missed. Oh God, I must be an idiot. Got 2. Got to load 1. Magazine the other. Oh, I shot a chain off. I'm just flipping the plate back and forth now. 1 more shot. If I can get 1 more round out of here, I'm down to my last 2 rounds maybe. They're awful hard to dig out. I'll give them 2. So, not terrible with the 44, but not quite as easy to pull ammo out of the pouch as I would like it to be, because even after I've done the drill a while, and what I mostly do to test this is do single round drills. I don't put any rounds in a magazine. I just load 1 and shoot 1, load 1 and shoot 1, and do that over and over and over again, because that makes the most of your ammunition and makes the most of the drill, because it makes you use the pouch over and over again. What tends to happen is you go from like this to like this, and the pouch isn't quite wide enough to allow monkey to use, actually not monkey, to use, to allow primitive man to use his opposable thumb here, which is what you instinctively want to do. This works okay for rifle ammo, but I'm thinking I need to widen the pouch and maybe make it not quite as wide. I'm sorry, widen the pouch or make the pouch deeper and not make it quite as wide. I'm thinking about the length of a 4570 cartridge, long loaded, plus a little bit. But anyway, that's why you test your shit. I thought this would work okay, but I wasn't 100% sure of it. That's why I riveted it together instead of taking this time to sew it, because even though it would still be a nice rugged pouch I could use for a variety of things, there's still some things that I want to do to it to improve how it performs. One of those is going to be readily apparent to anybody who's spent any time, say in an organization where you had to carry a couple of these, perhaps on a fairly wide green belt that had a big fast desk fastener in there. And by unit SOP, you carried 1 here and you carried 1 here. And you had to march up and down hills and carry a bunch of stuff. And if you were tall, lanky, you were fine. You're 6 foot, 6'2", you were fine. If you were more tactically stable, like myself, you notice that all these pouches did was jam that corner into the top of your thigh. So you couldn't actually lift your leg as far as you wanted, as far as you normally could. You lifted it to about here, which, really curtailed your movement, pissed you off. And that's not what I like. And when this pouch tends to be heavily loaded, when I put 30, 45, 70 cartridge in it, it slides to the top of that loop on the belt, comes down and starts impacting the front of the thigh. starts giving me, bad memories and shit. I don't like that. I want to make a loop that's going to sit way higher on this, no matter how heavy that pouch is loaded. I'll probably make it a little narrower, a little wider, so you can put your fingers down like this or like this. And I'm also gonna go back to the original flap arrangement because I had in mind 2 flaps that met like this. I'm going to stagger them a little bit and mess with the length, because when I come up with my ideas when I'm driving. I was driving the other day going, gee, if I had one flap that engaged the other because one was a little shorter, one was a little longer, one was staggered a little bit, I would be able to retain 45-70 ammo as well. But anyway, that's why you test your stuff. And while I'm out here, I want to give you a brief introduction to my current favorite rifle. Because you've seen basically all of these. Actually, you haven't seen the 44. This is a 38-55 Cimarron. This is my current favorite. This is in 38-55. This is a long, kind of heavy, but at the same time it balances really well even when it's loaded. 38-55. 38-55 is the parent cartridge of the 30-30 Winchester. If you didn't know that, you should go slap your history teacher, because that should be taught in every school, along with a substantial amount of firearms history. But anyway, that's a pet peeve of mine. I like this rifle because it has a 26-inch barrel, holds 9 in the magazine, and since my eye surgery, that front sight is as clear as a bell right out there. So I can see the target pretty well. I can see my front sight. Unlike with these little carbines, the 20-inch carbines, I put this out here, and this one's got a brass bead, and there's pretty good sun up today, so it's not too bad. But in the shadows, in the woods, not quite so easy to see, especially when it's a black sight and doesn't have a black bead. But anyway, we'll probably do a complete video on that, because 38-55 has a lot of really good advantages. Anyway. So generation 1 of the pouch is kind of a success. I'll be able to use it with 45-70, 30-30, all that kind of stuff. I kind of want a universal pouch where I can have one pattern, make a bunch, and know that it's going to work for just about everything outside of, say, 50 cal or 45-110 or something like that. But anyway, always test your stuff, because what sounds good, what logically makes sense, doesn't always make sense when you're on range. And like I said, until I started trying to until I started trying to shoot fast, or as fast as I could, I wasn't really digging into that pouch and really trying to slam those rounds in. And the reason, the core thing that makes me know that the pouch isn't as good as it could be, or where I want it, is because I'm very aware of digging rounds out of that pouch. Instead of thinking about my environment or my target or what's going on, I'm thinking, hand in pouch, where the hell are those rounds? Hand in pouch, where the hell are those rounds? Instead of having a tool that works with me very well, where it can just go, I put my hand in, I feel round, I pick it up, put it in the chamber, shoot. It's, okay, where the hell did you go? Why can't I get my hand in here? It's not quite wide enough, it's not quite deep enough, that sort of thing. But anyway, so there's a report on the pouch. You'll probably be seeing another version of this, but it's okay. Construction's good. It stays where it stays put. The snap I'm going to change to something else, I think. And the inside flaps are going to be a little bit different, but still I think it's a good idea, and I'm going to pursue it. Alrighty. Anyway, test your stuff, get out on the range, because this is my favorite time of year. There's a few mosquitoes around, but it's beautiful, and it's not really that hot. It's just a nice sunny September day. See you guys later.